I'm super excited to have you here on a Thursday night during the school year for many of you. My name's Adam Sparks. I'm the co-founder of Short Answer. Excited to demo that platform with you tonight. Excited to give you a bunch of different writing strategies that you can use in your classroom. But I want to, if you don't know the folks co-presenting with me tonight, I want to give them a chance to introduce themselves. Marlena and then John, you guys want to introduce yourselves and share the work you do at EduProtocols?
Yes,
I
my name
have
is
Marlena.
Marlena Hebern, and I'm the co-author, co-creator with John on EduProtocols and retired former teacher, administrator, technology coach. And I live in Maryland and excited to be here with you guys.
John, you want to?
And I'm Jon Corippo. One of the things we'll be sharing tonight is the random emoji power paragraph, which I made. I don't even know if you know this, Adam. I made it in a fit of passive aggressive frustration um, because my sixth graders kept showing up from fifth grade where they did a thing called the power paragraph, which turns out to be the hamburger. And all my sixth graders started writing like this. Hello, my name is. I am going to tell you about firstly, secondly, thirdly, as one can see. And I was like, bro, that is, well, I don't know what that is, but that is not a power paragraph. So, I just want to round it off with this, you guys. If you have to have kids write about things, and like Dave is a math teacher, but if you need kids to write about things, when you do it with a tool like Short Answer and emoji, it is magic to see a whole class full of kids going, read mine, read mine. And they're not even saying it to anybody in particular. They just are so happy with their writing. And immediate feedback tools like Short Answer are fantastic for that. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, yeah, and we're going to try to make it interactive tonight so you can experience this. And we've got 35 people, which is a really good number. So if you all want to participate, you can and should. I know some of you are on phones. It's going to be easiest tonight to participate with a computer, frankly. So maybe if you're on a phone, pull up your laptop if you can, because I think it'll just be better with a keyboard. But we're going to jump into it. Here's the goal: if you can walk away with one writing activity that you can use
Mhm.
tomorrow, we will have been successful. Whether that's random emoji and just using random emoji on its own, or whether that's nacho paragraph, which I think we're going to demo, whether that's Short Answer and something in us, like whatever, as long as you walk away with something you can use, we will have been successful. We want to keep this super practical. Um, the kind of rough structure, I'm going to fly through the first two parts of just like the why of this and the what. We're going to spend as little time as possible there to maximize, and I'm also admitting people into the chat, to maximize the how of just like, what is this stuff? How does it work? How would I use it in my classroom? So we're going to spend the overall majority of time there, do a little QA, but honestly, this is pretty informal, as you can tell. So the more we can make it interactive and the less it's just John and Marlena and I talking at you for an hour, I think the better. So the QA will kind of be interspliced throughout as we go. So we're going to jump right into it. I hope that sounds good. As we go through, please put questions in the chat as well, and I'll be monitoring that. I got two monitors going here. Before we get into it, I just wanted to start at 10,000 foot level, like why, what's going on with writing at the moment. This is probably not a shocker to many of you, but our kids really struggle with writing. And I say our kids as in kids everywhere.
Ooh,
75% of
I
eighth
don't
and
know. I don't know if you want to start off with big ideas like that, Adam.
yeah, shocking data. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons for this that we're not going to have time to get into. But yeah, 75% of 8th and 12th grade students aren't proficient in writing. That's from NAEP, which is the nation's report card. It's a national assessment. So struggle bus already. And then on top of that, and I want to preface this by saying I'm not an AI hater. Okay, I think there's tremendous potential with AI. We have AI in Short Answer, but at the same time, I think there's risks. And I think one of the risks is when I sign into email now in 2025, the first button I see is, do you want me to write for you? And that button is being embedded across every platform that kids use every day, right? It's
Yeah.
being embedded in
And,
email. Oh, go ahead, John. Sorry.
and some of us old timers already lived through Clippy once.
Yeah. It's like Clippy on steroids, right? Uh,
Yes, it's like over friendly Clippy.
and as that technology is embedded across all these platforms kids use, I worry because I think it's going to result in even less writing practice. And when you look at where our writing skills are at, um, I think the less you practice something, the more your skills atrophy. Our skills kind of already have. So I think we need to
Mhm.
be intentional about getting out in front of this and increasing the reps, no pun intended, of practice that our kids are getting. And I'm hoping the strategies we can equip you with tonight will do that, because AI is a challenge, especially, when writing leaves the classroom. It's hard to monitor how much of an influence AI is having on it. Everything we're demoing tonight is built to work in a classroom setting. and in a sitting in a class, so you can bring more writing into the classroom. I'm certainly not saying all writing needs to take place in the classroom in 2025. I don't think that's feasible, but I do think more writing needs to come into the classroom. And I think maybe even a more profound question that I think John has already touched on, and Marlena, and this is part of what I love about EduProtocols, the motivation question of like, okay, if a
Mhm.
machine can write for a kid a 5 paragraph essay in 10 seconds, what's going to motivate them to want to practice writing? Like, how are we going to get kids to want to do this stuff, to develop these skills? And I know why they need to develop it, because if you look at the research on literacy, it's one of the most important predictors of a kid's health and well-being as they go throughout their lives. Like, these are vital skills that our kids need. But they don't necessarily know that, especially if it's a surly high schooler. We're hoping that short answer and EduProtocols together can help you start to address some of these questions. Just real quickly, I'm not going to talk about the what too much because I'd rather have you experience it. But just generally speaking, short answer is embedding high quality short form writing practice in any subject. We think writing needs to be embedded across the curriculum. It can't just happen in English classrooms anymore. It needs to be embedded across the curriculum to make up for those lost practice reps. And so to do that, what we're trying to do really is combine daily formative assessment with writing practice. That's all growing out of research and a theory of change we developed at Stanford. I'm happy to talk about that stuff as we go through it, but again, I'm trying to maximize our time actually demoing it together. And so, yeah, all those challenges we just talked about, we're trying to address those by embedding more writing across the curriculum, doing it in class, and then making it fun for kids. So that's the basics of short answer, but I also want to give Marlena and John a chance to talk about EduProtocols before we jump into it.
Yeah. Okay. So you can be my human clicker, Adam, and Marlene to jump in when you see something. But basically, our twist of what we've added to short answer is the random emoji power paragraph. So getting rid of the overly formulaic. And again, hamburgers is kind of an old time classic, but what we're hearing now is CER. What we're hearing now is race. What there's all these acronym writing things, and I'm not against. People need training wheels, right? It's okay to do that. But the flip side is, man, you shouldn't be doing an acronym based writing model all year long because what happens is it becomes so formulaic that the kids they get divested from it. So you can go to the next slide. These are going to be pretty quick, Adam.
Okay.
I love this one from the other Audra Wood, and she doesn't have an S. So we got Audra and Audra. And listen to this, Adam. I don't know if you've seen this one. It was actually when she tried not doing a protocol. She had kids write some structured responses, and one of her sassier grade. And bear in mind, this fourth grader, fourth grader says, "Why do we have to do this stupid kind of writing? Why can't we just do 8 parts like civilized humans?" That is a kid that is plugged in to the pedagogy. And then the next slide, and again, you guys will get all these slides. So if you want to share these, this is another classic from Tamara Brown. So she had a ninth grader run into her classroom, right? And she had had this student last year, and she said, "Mrs. B, what was that writing thing we did last year with the emojis?" And she just goes, she points at the board. She's like, it's that because we're doing it right now. And he says, "You have to show my teacher this." And then he says, "Wait, can I sit down and stay and write?" That's what we want out of kids, right? I mean, that is fantastic. And next slide. And then here's another good one. That was fun and we learned. Can we do it
Can we
again?
do it again?
Music to my teaching ears. What a great way to start 2021. The power paragraph was a huge hit. Thanks to Marlena and John on that. So, and I love that they tagged it with learning is fun, right?
Yeah.
So those are some quick teacher testimonials. But here's the basic idea of the random emoji power paragraph. We're going to give kids 5 emoji, and this is the first important little delineation. I'm not going to give them all 5 at once. And just for the fun of it, Adam, I've tried in the early days giving teachers 5 emoji and saying no. And even as adults, they're so all over the place. So the first thing is, it's just like a wood chipper. We're going to feed in one branch at a time. And the skill that we're working on is pursuing an idea. So if the first emoji is a crab, and you say, "Well, my sister was really crabby on the way to school this morning," you got to stick with that. So if the next emoji is a beach ball, then you've got to figure out how to make the crabby sister connect to the beach ball. So it's this idea of staying on topic, staying on topic, staying on topic. And it's like a romance at short notice. It's like, can I create a little vignette with this? And this is the next thing that amazes people. Adam, in a lot of classrooms, I'll see people that'll give kids a week to work on a paragraph. We're aiming for about 5 to 6 minutes. And you'll see very quickly when the kids are engaged, they can do it. For the younger kids, guess what? We could just give them 3 emoji. We don't have to give them 5. It's okay. And then when we run it through short answer, what I'm being mindful of is what are the 3 most common errors? And everybody, I'm going to tell you, I've demoed this in a lot of classrooms. Number 1, not capitalizing. They're not capitalizing the first word. Second thing, guess what it is? No punctuation. Third thing, rampant spelling errors or uncapitalized proper nouns. But what the magic part is we get the kids to do the first round, and then I look at them and I can see them all in short answer, and I go, guys, what are we doing? what are we doing? We got to capitalize that first sentence. We got to put that punctuation at the end, and be careful on your spelling. And because the kids know that we are going to see what they do right away, that second round is literally 85% better.
Yeah.
A couple other wrinkles, and then Marlene, I'll give you a shot here in a second to talk. I'm going to fold in as many standards as I can. So it's not just 5 emoji and chaos. It might be first person. Today, third person. Today, future tense, past tense. It could be theme of Halloween, theme of fall. It could be, I need at least 1 compound sentence in there or 1 a positive. I need it to be ironic in some way. So you can fold in standards like crazy once the kids have the basic schema. And then the final round we call the nacho, because cheese that's not yours is nacho cheese. So what I'll do is, Adam, which mode is it where I could pick the 2 that the kids compare?
A battle royale would be the most popular that does that.
Okay. So at the end of Battle Royale, what I would do as the teacher is I'll grab 1 student paragraph. I will copy that, and then I will put it in the instructions for the next round. And then every kid fixes or updates or modifies the thing that I say. So a classic easy one would be, hey guys, this is fantastic. The grammar's right. It's capitalized. I love it. There's no proper nouns. Let's add a couple of cool proper nouns. And then kids are like, can I make it Target? Yeah. Can it be Spider-Man? Of course. And so the idea of the nacho is having the kids all, every single kid fix the same or upgrade the same paragraph. And then Marlene, I know you've done some demos with these too, so jump in and feel free to share some of your knowledge.
I think you covered it. I think you covered it pretty well. But I think that you're going to keep it fun and upbeat. And for these older kids, because I see a lot of older grades in here, not just the little 4th graders, what you're training them to do is to follow and pursue that idea through the paragraph, sticking on task and connecting one thought to the next thought to complete that paragraph.
Awesome.
Yep.
Do you guys want to jump into a demo?
I believe we should.
I think so.
Awesome. Yeah, so this is
and while you're doing that, Adam, I can talk a little bit while you're doing that. One of the fantastic things that what we have now in short answer is one of the tricky parts for people was, where do I get the emoji? How do I share the emoji? Watch how easy this is, you guys. It's so smooth.
John or Marlena, what do you want to run for like a demo question we could run with random emoji? I mean,
I would say best football team in Michigan could be a really exciting one.
The one that I default to, and this is the one I always use, so tell me if you don't want to do it, but if your classroom was a reality TV show, what would it be called and why? And then maybe you have to like connect that to the emoji. Is that too challenging? I don't know.
Well, honestly, I usually just make it simple. Here's 5 emoji, go for it. So I don't necessarily need a theme at the beginning. I love how you're thinking next level, but I keep it really clean. And again, while you're typing and thinking there, for the teachers, I sometimes will like to just start like this, you guys. Write the best sentence you've ever written. And then I just give them 1 emoji because I'm trying to keep that cognitive load as simple as possible. Just write the best sentence you've ever written. So Adam's going through on short answer now, and he's adding some criteria. Now, if you're creating our question.
If you're new to EduProtocols, we call that Smart Start. because we want to start with as low, as easy as we can. We want to make sure the kids have that success at the beginning. So just that best sentence that you can write, that's just an easy way that's approachable for every kid to start.
Yeah,
And now
and
here's your first big thing. Watch where Adam's mouse is right there.
yeah, so I just selected an activity. I selected Battle Royale. It's our most popular one. It's the one that I think works pretty well with this. But in order to turn on random emoji in short answer, when you get to the settings modal here, you're going to click Edge Protocols, and it's going to turn on random emoji within the activity, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so I'm going to launch it. I'll put the link in the chat. So if you want, you can just click that link and it will automatically sign you in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to turn off my music.
And then a little presenter trick for you, Adam. Hit Control Plus, and your modal will be bigger.
Control Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing that now.
Could be Command Plus, depending on your machine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, and then I can also copy paste the code in. Betsy asked a question in the chat: is random emoji the only Edge protocol on short answer? It is the only.
Watch my answer so far.
Exactly. Yes, so far it is. But it's also not to say you couldn't run other Edge
No,
protocols.
certainly can.
And if
Yeah,
we have
like
time,
for example, Betsy, if you've done Cyber Sandwich could be fantastic in short answer. So you can have the kids read the document. Marlena is the birth mother of Cyber Sandwich, so she can approve me on this. But you could have the kids, they could read the story on paper, they could take notes on paper, they can compare with their partner on paper, and then they write the culminating paragraph in short answer. Boom. You don't have to grade it. It's high engagement. That's one quick and easy way you can do that.
Another one is 3x genre, where kids write in 3 genres at once, side by side. You can just have them do that easily, one after the other.
Okay, we've got, I think, enough people signed in.
Victoria, I'm going to do this in the chat.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. I think we got enough folks in here to run it. So when you're ready and you got your kids signed in, there's a little emoji face up here. Sorry, it's like a little smiley face. So it's going to pull up my generator. And now this is where I can start generating the emojis that the kids are going to write their paragraph about. So we can go one at a time. And for each emoji, we're going to write one sentence each. Okay.
And don't submit. Don't submit or anything. You just sit on the whole thing in one screen.
All right. First one. We got looks like a yoga pose.
Okay, now that's another one of the things. And Adam, it's your show, but I never tell the kids what it is.
Oh, okay.
What SpongeBob say, Adam? Imagination. And that really gets the kids excited about creating something. So I will actually tell kids, if you have an image that you don't know what it is, don't say what is it, because I'm not going to answer. And don't say what you think it is, because the kids they'll be like, nobody can look at mine. It's really, really fun.
And they'll assign
Rachel,
all kinds of meanings to it.
Yeah. And Adam just answered Rachel. So yeah, REP is just our acronym for Random Emoji Power Paragraph. You can't imagine how many times a day we have to type that. So it's just REPP. And then another, that Command Plus works again, Adam, when you're doing demos, it'll make your emoji bigger. There you go. Now, another thing for you guys too is we have taken out the eggplant, the water drops, the peach, the cherries, the beer, the champagne, the needle. We took out almost all the nasty ones. It's a moving target, but just so you know that you can do this with confidence.
All right, should we move to the next emoji?
Yep, I believe so.
Yep.
And what I tell the kids is the next emoji's, the next emoji's up. You don't have to start on it yet, but if you're ready, you can go.
So again, just for those that may have lost the thread, we're writing a paragraph, one sentence at a time. First sentence should be about this first emoji. Second sentence should be about the second emoji. But we're trying to create a cohesive paragraph as we do that, which is part of the challenge. Brenda,
Okay.
can you say more? You said, how do you get that kind of screen? Um, this is short answer. So we'll show you how to create a short answer account. And everything we're demoing in this is free, by the way. So you're going
Yeah.
to have access to all of these things.
And Brenda, it's all built in. And you know what we can do is, Adam, after this, we can start one from scratch again,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
that's the power of repetitions.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I may be rushing people. It's hard in a Zoom setting because I
No,
don't
you're
have
fine.
text.
You're fine.
Good. Emoji 3. All right.
Oh, I love this one. So many possible answers.
All right.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. I have no
Yeah,
cue.
no, it's good. You're fine.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Um,
Oh,
the way I think it was you, John, that said this, but like if you think about, okay, if we do this every day as a bell ringer, um, my kids are writing a paragraph a day.
Yep.
Um, over the course of a week, we've written what amounts to a 5 paragraph essay.
Mhm.
Um, now, obviously, it's not one cohesive essay, but the equivalent in terms of words to a 5 paragraph essay.
Tonnage. Yeah, tonnage
Um,
wise.
yeah, and then let's say we do that every week. In the course of a month, we've written 5 paragraph essays. Like, um, I can think back to when I taught and like I taught eighth grade US history. We would write a 5 paragraph essay for better or for worse on like the outbreak of the American Revolution and were the colonists justified in declaring independence. And it would take me, in retrospect, like 2 to 3 weeks to run through that with my kids. And I'm thinking about part of it was just the struggle to get words on the page for my kids. And I think an activity
Right.
like this is really helpful. It just
And they
conditions
never really
this.
get into a flow. It's herky jerky, right? But I'm gonna upgrade you, Adam. For me, one round of random emoji is 3 paragraphs.
Mm,
So you're pretty stoked to be doing 5 a week, and Sheila can back me up on this. I'm doing 3 a day. So that's 15 paragraphs a week. The kids get really fast. Even their keyboarding improves because they're just banging things out, trying
it's
to
that
do more and more and
fluency,
more.
that
Yeah.
fluency, and that ability to just produce,
Yep.
and not just second guess themselves. Because half of writing, in my opinion, a big part of writing is sometimes is sort of, I hate to say it this way, but making stuff up. You've got to just come up with it, right? And sometimes you
Yeah.
feel like you're just making it up, even though you're using facts and all that kind of good stuff. Um, but kids have to get fluent in doing that because they second guess themselves.
uh,
Oh,
fifth
massive head
emoji.
wound, Harry, to wrap it up.
Yeah. Fifth emoji on the page here.
And then, Adam, I did a nice, I wrote a long answer to Brenda with the instructions of, you know, the toggle, and then you can find the little emoji at the top.
Gotcha. Yeah. Thank you for doing that.
It's just one of the services we provide here at EduProtocols.
Um, once this is all of our sentences, right? So um,
Yeah.
they can
And now,
submit when they're done, right?
yeah, they're, as soon as they are finished writing, they may submit. And then again, just a subtlety, you guys, kids know what passive aggressive is now. They know what it is. Kids know all these little psychological terms. So I am not going to say things that sound like this. We're waiting for Sheila. Sheila, we are waiting. Dave, we are wait. I'm not going to do that. I do this. I'm going to hit the button in 7. I'm going to hit the button in 5. And Sheila, you're nodding your head. The kids will start doing, wait. I'm not done. That's engagement, you guys. When they're saying, wait, I'm not done, that is pure gold. So I will count off random numbers and then I'll be like at 2.7. And if you close this tab, Adam, it's pretty cool because short answer shows you which kids have submitted. See, 35% of us have submitted, 40%. You guys, even if you're not done, send. It's okay.
Yeah.
And I love that feedback, Adam, where I have a sense of how many kids have submitted. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, and a few things just from a classroom management perspective. You can toggle names on and off here. The peer feedback and
Mhm.
short answer is always going to be anonymous. That's really important for effective peer feedback. But on the teacher screen, you're going to have the option. So if you want, you can turn that on. And then if you want, you can click on kids' responses as they're coming in. and check out what they submitted. If you don't like
Oh,
what you
that's
see,
nice.
you
Yeah,
can just
that way, if you got any bad actors, you can nuke them before they go public.
yeah, exactly. And to that end, we do have a content filter. So when the kids try to submit a naughty word, which is again a kind of a moving target, but we do have a list of naughty words. And if they try to submit something with it, it'll say like, "Hey now, you need to get rid of colon these words before you can submit," and then um,
Right.
get rid of
And
those.
then just for Brenda's sake, Adam, why don't you show them how to toggle the emoji back up, that little emojis. You guys see up there where it says 75%?
Yeah,
That little cutie face right there, that brings the
That's
emoji back up.
yeah.
Jenny wants to know if we can filter 6-7. I cannot.
I mean, we could add it to the filter, but the problem is like there's a lot of context where maybe you would want to use. Well, I guess I don't know if there's a lot of context. Um, but yeah, sorry about that one. Okay.
Okay, let's see how we did on our first round, you guys.
Yeah, so we're going to begin the knockout round. So now it's going to be a voting tournament. So you're all going to see two of your peers' responses. Of the two that are on your screen, vote for the one that you think is stronger based on our success criteria, which in this case, we're focusing on which one's creative, which one's using engaging word choice. And we're going to whittle it
This
down.
always reminds me of going to the eye doctor. This one or this one? This one
No, okay.
or
It's
this one?
funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that because like the research base that we grow out of is based in the psychology of comparative
Mhm.
judgment, which is exactly what
Yeah.
that is.
And if
Um,
you look at Marzano, number one top thing, similarities and differences on Marzano's list.
compare
Similarities and
and
differences.
contrast.
Yep.
yeah. All right, we're gonna begin the knockout round. Here we go. There's jolly music playing on my screen, but you can't hear it. So um, if you need to, I can pull up the emojis up here too if you need them. But so you should see two on their screens. Uh, I'm not entirely sure. This is our first. You might turn those off. Yeah,
And then
Michael,
you go,
turn off what?
yeah. So I think I'm going to answer Michael's question. You don't have to use emoji in short answer at all. This is one kind of modification.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to use the emoji. And I think, Adam, when we finish up, let's build one more quick emoji, but then show them the fullness of it. You can do all kinds of things. And Michael wants to know. Michael's
Oh,
apparently he's got some sassy adults in his class, and he wants the content filter off. He wants to let people rip. Man, you know what? I think is Michael the guy that does the elective where you write a sassy pirate novel? Is that his class?
no, Michael Turzin's a friend of ours. I don't think so. But nice. Michael, right now there's no way to turn off the content filter. That's definitely something we could add to the roadmap, but it's also something that's never been requested, honestly. So, not to say it's not a good request, okay, but so no sassy pirates, yeah. Okay, so the overwhelming majority of you have voted. We're going to move to the final four. I'm sorry if you don't make it. It's all good. I'll turn on names here because you all don't know each other, so that hopefully that won't bias the voting. Okay. Michael, Christy, Ember, Beth, congratulations.
Look at that. Michael
Now
was popping off in the chat and still made the final four.
he's
Impressive.
killing it. He's killing it. All right, awesome. So what has happened on your screens is the class has been broken into two groups now. Half the class is seeing two responses, the other half is seeing the other two. Compare the two, which one's stronger? And again, you're voting based on which one's more creative, which one has more engaging word choice. Obviously, that's subjective, the creativity piece, but um, yeah, Michael, and in most short answer activities, you can't. In Battle Royale, the honestly though, in Battle Royale, you shouldn't be voting for yourself. So that might be a glitch. But thanks for calling.
In a class of 30, it's just one.
Yeah.
You're not going to sway it a whole lot.
I know for sure in All In, we've built that algorithm it's such that you don't see your own response, but
And I'm going to add on one more thing. Adam, remember how you're talking about kids writing one paragraph a day, right? Every
Uh-huh.
day, writing one paragraph, which in my class is 3 a day.
Yeah.
Guess what they're doing right now? They are actively reading for detail. This is highly engaged reading because they're trying to figure out if theirs is better than their friends. They're trying to figure out which one's the funniest, right? And now you've got not only writing 3 paragraphs a day, but a really engaged reading of 20, 30, 40 paragraphs.
Yeah.
So the add-on benefits of this are fantastic.
Yeah, and there's a lot of research around the value of analyzing worked examples. And in short answer, your kids are going to be exposed to a bunch of different worked examples. Some of them are going to be pretty
Hmm.
good. Some of them are going to be maybe not so good. But by having to analyze all these different worked examples, they're making their own internal judgments about what makes for quality writing, depending on whatever we're focusing on. And yeah,
Yeah.
Stephanie in the chat saying there's a competitive piece to this one specifically because it's Battle Royale. We also have some
Hmm.
competitive ones in short answer. But yeah, it's not a
Hmm.
big deal for something like this. It's just like a lightweight thing. Of course, learning's not a competition. I'm going to move to the championship just to keep it moving. Here we go. Michael. Oh, sorry, I biased everybody. I biased everybody. I'm going to turn the here.
Everybody's unvoting for Mike now.
Ooh, people struggle to find peace of mind in the single place of soul, it seems to.
And again, Command Plus, and your the viewers will be able to see those more clearly. There you go. Now, you guys, I know, of course, you're adult writers, but look at how much people cranked out, right? And what was that, Adam? 7 minutes, maybe,
Yeah, maybe.
on a first try. And I'm here to tell you guys, and Marlena, you probably experienced this
Kids will do
on
the
the
same.
second or third rep. They're doing more. Like once people are comfy with the flow, oh my gosh, they are going. It is so fun to see this. It's
Yeah.
a lot like hosting a rap battle or a poetry slam. And it's really fun to see kids really get going.
Usually in the classroom, this is a joyful experience for kids. There's and even if you don't do battle royale, there's just a little bit of like non-obtrusive competition to it, and that they want to write something that their peers are going to like. So they want to write
Mhm.
well.
Yeah. Yeah, and when I think about that motivation piece, whether it's with short answer or not, just the idea of an authentic audience of kids are going to create something and they're going to share it with their
Mhm.
classmates and they're going to see how their classmates react to it. I think that's inherently
So
engaging for kids.
yeah, so this is old school. Way back in 2000, 2001, when I was doing this still on paper, there was a kid named Nate, and every day Nate would pick somebody and he would roast them. And part of his roast would be that they would fart. And I
It's
was
always Nate.
horrified.
It's
Yeah,
always Nate.
I was horrified at first, but I decided to not overcorrect, right? And so after a series of like 3 or 4 days of Nate doing this, I was like, oh, I got to stop this. Except I watched the kids, Adam, and here's what happened. Kids would come in and go, Nate, are you going to make me the farter today? Because I want to be the farter. And it was interesting to see the dynamic of kids appreciating what Nate had to say, right? And then one day he came in and announced, today in my writing, everyone is going to fart in my essay. And the whole class was like, yeah. And I think, sure, there's a place for thoughtful, very serious stuff, but man, sometimes it's just fun to enjoy writing. And
Yeah,
Stephanie, that was sixth grade.
classic.
And that's culture. That's when you know that you've built
Right,
classroom
right.
culture.
Yeah.
And
All right.
everybody cheered. And fun fact, I held off till the end. Nate was not a strong student,
Yeah.
but this changed his perspective of writing, and it changed his role in the classroom. And it was really fun to see that evolve.
Yeah, I've got a blog post on our Substack about a similar story that was super powerful, shared about a student experiencing some things in the school, and their response was selected in this context, and it changed things for that student. So I think just the power of getting kids interacting with each other is pretty special in a classroom. So yeah, double click on all of the things you just shared. All right, here we go. Let's reveal the choice. If we were in class, I would do a drum roll. We're not going to do a drum roll here, but okay, here we go. Nice work,
Da-da-da.
Michael. Nice work,
Michael with the
Michael.
win.
Nice
And
work.
he needs it for being
Yeah.
from Michigan. They need anything they can get.
But also snaps to Christy, Ember, and Beth for being the top four. Nice work, nice work. So there's kind of
Yes.
two things going on here from a short answer perspective. We can have a whole class conversation about the things happening on my screen, or we can do individual reflections on your screen. Okay. So
Mhm.
um I might, something I've often do is just let's pull it up. Let's do a think pair share, like partner up with somebody next to you. What about Michael's response do you feel like was
Mhm.
creative? Or what about it do you feel like used engaging word choice? Talk about it for a
Right.
minute. We're going to share out with the class, right? And that's what I mean by it. It's like you're giving the kids the category of the rubric, but you're not filling in the description because you want them to do all that describing on their own. So I'm going to mute folks. You want them to do that describing on their own by analyzing a bunch of different worked examples from their classmates. Um, so that's kind of part one. But then part two is if you want to do individual reflections on your screens, if you're participating, there's a little blue button now that says begin reflection. And it's going to actually prompt you to reflect on, okay, what made Michael's response strong? But then how did your confidence change as a result of going through this experience? What are your action steps? Like be a self-regulated learner. It's not enough to just go through this. Like, what are you going to do next to improve your understanding? Which in this case, we're just having fun with reps. So maybe the self-regulated piece is of less importance. But like if we were doing something where it's like we're going to improve our understanding of content or whatever, maybe that has more. So Christy said, okay, his word choice was strong. If you all want to submit these reflections just so we can see what it looks like on my screen, I would appreciate it. But something I really like with this, yeah, Erica, his topic sentence was engaging because it was so different from what I chose. I love it. So again, you're getting kids to articulate, not that you're kids, but you know what I mean, like to articulate on their own what makes for quality writing. The word doom scrolling, yes. But something I like with this too is so far 100% of you have changed your confidence pre and post. Some of you, it looks like became a little more, it looks like all of you became more confident. But something I've seen teachers do is like, okay, as an exit ticket, let's write a reflection, not about the content that we discovered, but write a reflection about like your confidence and why it changed or why it didn't. And encouraging kids to be metacognitive and to own their own learning is a really valuable part of formative assessment. So that's a huge part of this too. Okay. Any questions? Maybe put them in the chat. Or otherwise, John, Marlena, do you want to jump into another one?
Well, I would say let's build one more real quick, just so they can see those two toggles. And then, Adam, let's show them the broadness of a short answer. And because we did the battle royale, and I think we had the really good discussion about, what's the role of like competition in class? Why don't you build them something else and let them see the broader spectrum?
Yeah, for sure. One more thing, and this is actually another, and maybe I'm stepping on something, John and Marlena, that you wanted to do, but something I've seen teachers do, and I want to share it quick because it is a random emoji, or sorry. It's an EduProtocol, but the nacho paragraph thing of I've seen teachers be like, all right, you felt like Michael's response was really strong. I want you to copy paste it into a Google Doc. And now as an exit ticket, what you're going to do is revise it to make it stronger. You're going to make one change or one addition or one whatever. And then we're going to share out tomorrow as a bell ringer the change that you made to make it stronger. It's something like that, I think it's really cool because we're using a worked example from a kid in the class as our thing, but it's giving them some shine, but it's also communicating a growth mindset to the kids of like, all right, Michael did a great job, but still we can always improve. Like let's keep going.
I love that idea of revisiting that writing again after a day, and not just letting it be the one thing that goes away, that we did it, it's done, but we're going to revisit it and stick with it for a little bit.
Yeah. And also team, look, and in a short amount of time, we wrote,
kids love the word count. Once they see the word count, they almost always self-challenge to crank it up.
You've got to challenge it. Like, what else could you do with it? It's so inviting.
All right, I'm going to remove you all. You can see the emojis in the after activity report. So if you need that context of like what were we writing about on this day, it's all there, and that lives in the results tab. Okay, what should we do next, John and Marlene? I need your help.
Let's build another random emoji from the top. Hi, Maria Gallagher, by the way. So let's just build one right from total scratch for the folks. So create custom, and then all you got to do right here is write three. All you have to type is write 3 paragraphs. Five sentences.
Not 3 paragraphs.
I was so excited. 5 sentences.
We've got a whole essay right here coming for you.
about the emoji, comma, and make sure you stay on topic. Boom, we're good.
Love it. All right.
You can hit next. And then you hit next, and then grab a couple of these. On this one, I usually go with creative. Seems like a good one. Unique voice is fantastic. Unique voice. Right? And then now I go, it does its thing. So you guys, you can make these in like 3 minutes. It's like boom, boom, boom. Okay?
Right.
And then the next piece is the activity type. We did Battle Royale last time. Quick Write's a fun one.
Yeah, let's do Quick Write. It's an AI powered one. It's our fastest one. Oh, Marlena, you want to jump in? Sorry.
No, that's great. Yeah. Let's do that one.
With Quick Write, it's a cooperative one where we're working towards a score goal. So you can set the difficulty. Casual, it's pretty much as long as a few kids score above beginner, you're going to hit the goal. It's like easy. Regular is just like most kids have to hit intermediate or above. Legendary is like truly difficult. Like basically every kid in the class has to get like a perfect score.
That one's from Michael.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's where Michael cheers in. We should call it
And
the.
then I'm going to use a little tool right here. See that right there, you guys? That's the guy. That's the thing you need to click, or you don't get the emoji. You just
Yeah, if
look
you
for
can't
it.
find it, that would be why.
Yeah, if you start a round and there's no emojis because you didn't toggle that.
Yep. All right, awesome. We're going to jump into it in the name of time. I'm going to remove students. Although I thought I removed them before, so that's weird, but let's remove and start fresh. Okay, here's a join code. I'll put it in the chat. Stephanie, I see your comment. I'm happy to talk about pen pals because we have some really cool updates coming that are not yet public, but maybe we could share those.
You could leak them.
Yeah, we could leak them in this in this webinar. Although this
And
is
then
going
how
to
to
be shared on
and then
YouTube.
I'm drawing on the screen. That is not a Zoom bomber. That is where I'm just highlighting it so it's very clear.
That's the little emoji.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you can click them, and then if they go away, you can click them again.
yeah, perfect. I'm gonna let you all sign in first, and then we can
And
talk.
then, Adam, I'm suggesting that we don't actually do this second round. I just wanted everybody to see. Look
See
how
how it
quick it
was spelled.
was.
Yeah.
I just need to pick what type of game. I need to slide the slider. I need to find the little emoji, and we're off to the races.
And then one at a time and let them write. Don't give away the second one till they've had a minute to do the writing.
Oh, Marina, what do you want me to repeat? I've been repeating myself all night.
And like John said before, don't give them 3 days here to write their sentence. Move it along. They give them
Mhm,
enough, reasonable amount of time, just enough time, and then
mhm.
bring up the next one. You don't need to wait until the very last kid is done.
And also, and Maria, you could join me on the chat on this. There's a new phenomenon in writing where kids just write these huge paragraphs with no periods at all. And it turns out that by saying write one sentence and then stop, and then write another sentence and then stop, you're really breaking that run-on sentence problem. It's I didn't start this that way, but it just merges really nicely with that problem because I know there's a bunch of teachers who have been talking about this on social media where kids just start wailing on the keyboard and there's no differentiation between sentences. So giving them one emoji at a time is really, really fantastic for that.
Yeah, yeah, I love that.
And remember, if you've got young kids, you just have to do three.
Or two.
One. If you've got
Yeah.
really little first graders, just start with one and have one sentence about one emoji. That's a good beginning start.
Yeah, love it. Okay, we're not actually going to do this, but hopefully that gives you a sense of what a random emoji process would look like. Now, this is very interesting because it's
Oh,
going to
the
pull.
one last thing before we leave
Okay.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
You can relaunch that lesson over and over again. So, Maria, you can use that same exact lesson Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You don't have to prep it again. You just throw the kids out and launch again. Or, Michael, if you've got 4 different sections of language arts, you can re-roll that. You don't have to build it every time.
Awesome. This is going to be hilarious because the way short answer now works is it's going to pull through your response regardless of if you've submitted it or not. That way it saves it for the teacher. Oh, Maria asked, can the emojis be reset? Yes. So if I click reset emojis down here, it'll reset
There you
them.
go.
Restart. Okay.
I can always tell when Maria's super engaged because her glasses do this. That's when glasses are up, Maria's locked in.
If you roll it and not have to prep another, can you still keep data from each rep or will the
Mhm.
data go away?
Yeah.
Yes.
You get a separate report every time you play.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it's
Great
it's
question.
a new lesson.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Karen, for responding. Appreciate that. I think we're not going to hit our goal given nobody submitted, but I'm going to click begin feedback and reflection. So the way that this would normally work, and this is going to be hilarious because I think it's still going to give you AI feedback, but it's going to be like, it doesn't look like you wrote anything. You should try writing something. Um, so yeah, sorry. I'm kind of curious to see what it says. But if we were actually doing quick write the way it normally works, you all will get feedback by success criteria. You're either going to give that feedback a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and then it will give you another piece of feedback for the next success criteria. In this case, I think we just have two.
And
Uh,
again, what's fantastic about this for teachers is the grading is happening right before their eyes. And it's like a double present because the kids get more engaged when they see what the problem is, they want to correct it. And you're also not doing anything at home. So it's
um,
like a gift you give yourself.
That
Chris,
immediate feedback. That immediate feedback.
yeah, yeah, the immediate feedback thing is pretty important for kids, I think. And also, I think Chris just put in the chat what AI said to them, which is
Uh-huh.
like, you haven't written anything. You should try writing. Um, so, okay, I'm going to show the results. Your dialogue shows emotion, but your response doesn't address the emoji topic mentioned. And then, okay, great. Um, okay, so okay, let's just pretend all the kids have submitted their reflections. We've tracked it up here. I'm going to click show results, and now we'll see if we hit the score goal. So this is kind of the cooperative game within this activity. Um, all right.
Ooh. Yeah, I have not played this mode yet because this is pretty new, right?
Yes. A lot of
Ooh, oh
beginners.
my gosh. I love it.
We're moving along towards the goal.
We got an
That
intermediate.
is really, really cool.
Okay, we did not get it, and you didn't hear my fun sound effects that were happening during that either, because it was
Does it do
we,
like
we,
wah, wah,
yeah,
ding,
when
ding,
we
ding,
when
ding?
we didn't hit the flag, it goes wah wah and like plays a sad music. Uh,
Any prices
what's
right noises?
So what's cool about this is, and then this literally launched this morning, so I'm kind of glad that we're doing this. If I click revise and resubmit, it's going to send the emojis back, or sorry, the paragraphs back to the kids so that they can revise them and resubmit them. And what I like about that is, it's going to give them another round of AI feedback. But it's also, if we were going to do this again, there'd be a little bar in it that would be like, here's your previous score, and the previous score would be at 29.
Wow, that is
Um,
awesome.
so then on the next one, it's like, okay, maybe we don't hit the flag, but as long as we get above 29, we have been successful, right? Um,
Oh,
so I love the growth mindset of that. This was like the number one most requested thing when we put out the beta of Quick Write last spring. So we literally launched that this morning. So I'm excited to share it. Another option is you can have the kids pair up with each other. It's just going to do a structured think, pair, share, where it's literally going to be like on the kids' screen, hey, go sit next to each other, talk to each other. What did you do well? What's your feedback like? Like, how could you improve?
and,
Or
and
we could
there's your cyber sandwich right there. There's your cyber sandwich. They write,
Mhm.
they compare,
Yeah,
and then they can revise or they can
yeah.
rewrite.
And then, like you said, Marlena, you could do the human part is a quick whip around, right? You could ask each kid, what was your thing? What was your thing? And so you've got the human part of it, Adam. I'm thinking of you on the AI overlords, right? And then you go, okay, let's get back in there. But I
yeah,
don't have to try to collect 35 papers, right? Every kid's getting real feedback. And yeah, that's fantastic.
yeah, 100%. And then the last option, which is teacher led, but you can pull up these responses. So I would encourage you to turn off names if you're going to do this, but you can pull up their responses and see like, oh, and it looks like, okay, so this student actually flagged their feedback for review because they disagreed with it. So
Is
we
it
can,
Michael?
uh, I don't know who it is. I don't want to put anybody on
It's,
blast here.
it's savvy unknown.
It's savvy unknown. We can go through and we can have a conversation about, okay, here's what you wrote, here's what the AI feedback was. Do you agree with it? Do you not? Like, I think I don't want to. I always want to encourage kids to challenge AI outputs and not necessarily just
Mhm.
accept them at
And I
face value.
love that piece because guess what that is? That's persuasive writing. That's considering the audience. That
Yep.
is making a claim. It's a lot of things going in there. And it's their little baby they just made, right? They just made this little thing. And then the AI is saying it's off. And now the kid wants to, jump in there. And
But
Maria's right. You could do a
it,
nacho paragraph right now, too.
yeah, it just empowers kids to know that the AI isn't the know-it-all.
Yeah.
They have a right to disagree with it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a perfect segue to a question somebody asked in the chat earlier. So that was Quick Write with Rep, super fun. We have a new activity. It's not public yet. Okay, we're still in beta, but it's going to be public in the next like 2 weeks for sure. So just real quick, when I click launch, this is where I see all my activities. We just did Quick Write. The one before was Pen Pal, or sorry, was Battle Royale. Um, Somebody asked in the chat, and this is a perfect segue from what we just talked about. So the next one will be Pen Pals. So the way Pen Pals works, I'm going to zoom in so you can see these faces. We have created 6 AI personas. They're characters. So this is Surly Sam. He's angry. This is Mellow Matt. He's loosely based on Matthew McConaughey, like laid back, chill vibes. This is Posh Pip. Posh Pip is like a
Wait, does he
bougie.
drive a Lincoln?
Yeah. Okay. You know what's funny is when we were playing around, and this is why you beta test, is we literally put in the prompt when we were testing it, like, hey, you should try to sound like Matthew McConaughey. And it was being way too literal. It was literally like
Yeah.
referencing car commercials and stuff.
Did
Okay.
you say like Jim Carrey impersonating Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah,
That might have pulled it back a little.
exactly. Uh, so we got Posh Pip, who's like a bougie Londoner. We've got Cool Callie, who's like Gen Z. Rep-
Nice.
We've got Nervous Naya, nervous but brilliant, and we got Bubbly Bo, the bro, who's not a toxic bro, he's a supportive bro. Okay, so
Bro, you got this, man.
Supported, bro.
And
and
Michael says, "What's his Riz?" And my question is, what's his? How many aura points does he have?
yeah, exactly. But the way this works is okay, the kids submit the writing just like normal. Then they're going to do the voting and they're going to select, okay, we felt like these were strong ones. And then the AI characters, which you'll choose two of them, those AI characters are going to argue about the kids' writing. And the class is going to have to
Ooh.
decide which character
Oh,
do I agree with, which one do I not agree with.
wow.
Ooh.
It's of course the goal there is to improve writing outcomes by focusing on these success criteria and
Right.
discussing them, debating them. But the secondary goal, Marlena, to which you were just talking about, it's encouraging kids to challenge AI outputs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of using AI as like a foil. And then once they're done, the character they agreed with the most is going to give them all individual feedback, and then they reflect and
So Maria has a really big question. Do I get to pick my pen pal, or does the teacher pick?
so the teacher picks it. And what we got really good feedback on that because it's happening at the front of the room. So you can
Right.
kind of have
Right.
the class vote if they want. But you get to
But
pick
I
the
see a big opening here, Adam. If whoever brings me Starbucks tomorrow will have the option of selecting our celebrity feedback. So just be advised.
yeah.
Get your
What's
bribes,
funny is
eh?
we literally, when we were beta testing it, we had some teachers be like, hey, you need to put like a warning label on Surly Sam because the feedback was appropriate, but like for some context, it may not work to have a grumpy old man yelling feedback at you. Um, so yeah, we do want some
Get
teacher
that
oversight.
capital on there. Dang it.
Yeah, like literally. Um, okay, so those are so we've done quick write. Parrot, the kids will submit, and then you will select two responses. The whole class compares just those two responses. And then all in is going to be very similar to Battle Royale, but a little bit more deliberate in that when the kids do the comparisons of each other's writing, they're going to go success criteria by success criteria, and they're going to see a lot more worked examples. So that one takes a little bit longer, but if you're looking to do a bit meatier of a writing activity, I think all in's great. Um, I'm cognizant that we're running up on time, so I'm going to change back to my slides. Um, and we've done all this. I've got some, if you've got the slides pulled up, and I will share these here at the end in the chat. And if you're watching the recording, I'll put it in the description of the YouTube channel or the YouTube video. But this is on slide 22. It's a website to get you started with short answer, all the things that we've talked about tonight. There's some tips here I'm not going to have time to go through. I'd encourage you to join our Facebook teacher community. It's a great place to connect with other teachers using short answer. And EduProtocols has a fantastic Facebook teacher community that you should join. It's got like 20 bajillion people in it and super
Yeah,
active.
20,000 people sharing their butts off.
Yeah. And then here's the slides, but then also here's all my contact information. So I know we covered a lot tonight and it was fast. If you want to meet with me or email me, here's all my contact. So please follow up. Otherwise, we'll hang out for a bit and answer any questions that you have. And Marlena just put in the chat where you can get started with EduProtocols. John and Marlena, if you have anything to add, feel free, but otherwise we can start wrapping things up.
Well, I just dropped my email into the chat, and I'm kind of famous for free lifetime tech support. So if this made you curious, but you don't know where the buttons are, um, I'm happy to walk you through it. So if your name's Michael, I will also answer, even though I'm a Fresno State guy. We don't like blue, but it's not a problem. I don't get hung up on that kind of stuff anymore.
John's the red wave.
That's right.
Thanks. Awesome. And I tell you what, just I'll put the slides in the chat too for people to, if that's helpful. Well, we were really glad to have you tonight. I appreciate you coming. We are going to share this recording, and so keep an eye out for that. We'll email that out. I appreciate the positive feedback in the chat, but yeah, thank you all for joining on this Thursday night, and happy Friday Eve, and have a good weekend.